Well, it's springtime and we are ready to celebrate spring and we're celebrating Easter, right, Keith?
That's exactly right. And what we're going to be doing today is trimming up a grapevine wreath, getting it ready for the Easter holiday.
Perfect.
So what we have here is our grapevine, and I just cleaned it up a little bit, took off some of the wild curlies that were on it. And the first thing we're going to do is cut our styrofoam. We're going to put 2 small styrofoam blocks on it. We are going to leave a space in between those so that we can put our bow on and get it tight against the wreath. What we're going to use is about a half of a block, and we're going to cut down some of the width of it. So that we have 2 blocks. And I'm going to take these, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use our zip ties. I'm going to go through the wreath, not around the wreath, okay? So that we aren't pulling it all together, so that we're just adhering the styrofoam onto the frame itself. So we have that through there. Now what we'll do is we're going to take a little bit of our hot glue in the pan melt. So that's our pan melt glue. And that'll just go right there. And then we're going to take this and just go right around it. It just gives us a little bit of an extra on it. So I just like to make sure that it's not going to slide. It's not going to move for the people who are getting it.
Yeah, you don't want it to droop down or go back and forth.
Okay, so we have this block right here. So we have our top block and our bottom block. I'm going to put a little bit of moss on this, but what I'm going to have you do is we're going to be using some sort of dusty pink eucalyptus in this, and I'm going to have you go ahead and start taping the ends of it.
Okay.
We really wouldn't have to do that, but I really do like to tape where it's clamped right here so that there's a chance that that shiny doesn't shine through.
Okay.
So it's just a little step that we do. We're going to take some Spanish moss and just wind it around our blocks. We don't want it on thick because if it's thick, it's hard to get the stems through it. So we'll take a few of our greening pins, which are these right here. They're sort of shaped like a U.
Yep.
And we're going to just take and stick probably 2 or 3 of those in it. We don't need a lot because, again, we're going to be putting a lot of material into this little block of foam. So we'll put both of these on here. And then we're going to start with our greens. We're only going to do like a half moon size on this.
All right.
So we're going to leave some of the grapevine showing. So now we have our 2 blocks of foam on the wreath itself.
Okay.
I have some greens. Now this was a garland, and what I did was cut it apart, and I made some of the pieces into picks, and some of it I left a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this pick because it's going to have a lot of weight pulling on it, and stick that into the foam. And I have some little zip ties here that I'm just going to take and run it through and zip tie this on to the grapevine wreath so that it stays in place where we want it at, because we're going to be building a lot more onto this. For the bow, I took a regular standard Easter ribbon. It was really bright pinks and yellows. And then I took it and I took coffee and mixed it 3 teaspoons to 1 cup of water. So it's triple strength.
Yeah.
And I soaked this in it for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow.
Took it out and rinsed it. And now it took it and muted all the shades in it so that it's going to go really well with our wreath.
Nice.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make probably a 6 or a 7 loop bow. We're going to just take and flip these back and forth. And when we do this, we want to keep in mind that it's going to be going right here. So it doesn't need to be really large. We want to make 2 of the loops a little bit bigger so that we have some style to it. We'll take and put, there's that 7th loop.
Perfect.
And there's the tail. So you can see the bow goes like that. right here.
Wow, this is
So we're starting to get it all put together.
Yep.
So the next thing we're going to add to it is our tails. And because of what we're making, these tails are just ripped pieces of fabric that, again, we have
like frayed a little
done
bit.
in coffee water. And they will act as our more tails to our ribbon right here,
Oh,
because
isn't
they're
that
going to
nice?
tie in with our rabbits that we're using and that type of thing. My wife makes these.
Oh.
So these are our little Easter bunnies that we have, and believe it or not, this is one of my shirts. I think I wore this filming.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
But look
so-
how different that looks now that it's like stained like that with the coffee.
she tea stains it and then, or coffee stains it, and then makes the rabbits out of it. So what we're going to do is this is going to go down through into the bottom. Okay, so you can see how this is being built up. Now, the next thing we're going to add is the flowers. And again, these are all made by my wife. Each of these petals is a circle.
Wow.
And then she sews them together by hand, and she ends up making all of these beautiful different
Nice. And
flowers.
Keith has hardly any shirts left. at this
That's
point.
exactly right. I have, if you notice, this is the same one that I wore in the St. Patrick's Day show, because I have no shirts left at all. And
There it is.
this is what we have.
I love
Just a
it.
beautiful wreath.
Thank you so much for showing us how to create this beautiful Easter wreath. And if anybody is interested in, if they don't want to make it, if they want to buy one, can they do that?
Yes, they can. We have them on display at our shop at Country Pickers Antiques and Crafts.
Great.
And that's right on Route 45 in Mifflinburg. It's 145 East Chestnut Street. Or you can also find it at our website if it hasn't sold out yet, and that's at keithphelps.com.
Terrific. Keith, thank you so much. We wish you a very happy and blessed Easter. Thanks for having us.
To you too. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.